What's up, hustlers? I'm DeMarco.
And Natali.
And we're back this week for Topic Thursday. So,
before we get started, we do want to remind you guys that we have our t-shirts available on our website. We just had this t-shirt launch yesterday, so make sure that you go check it out. And then also, we just hit 1,000 followers on Instagram. So we are doing a big giveaway where you can have the chance to win that t-shirt, as well as a tumbler, a planner, and some Beats headphones. So make sure that you head over to our Instagram so you guys can go check them out. But again, we are back with our Topic Thursday of the week. And today's topic is...
as an entrepreneur, is if you want it done right, do it yourself. Is that a fact or a myth?
I'll start. Okay, so throughout the years, that I've been really, I've told you that I've always been really big on if you want something done, do it yourself. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like since I started my business, I've always had the same mentality, and nothing nothing and nobody could ever make me change my way of thinking. Mm-hmm. Even when I would be stressed out because I have so much to do, I would still find a way to end up doing it myself, because I just could not allow myself to let anybody come into whatever I was doing to help me. Just because, for one, I feel like at the end of the day, it's my business, so I feel like nobody was going to do it the way that I would do it. Right. Or, would care about whatever it is we're doing. They wouldn't just put their all into it like I would. Mm-hmm. That was one of the reasons why. Another reason was because, I did hire my sister for a little bit, and I don't know, of course, it wasn't something that she just, was passionate about. And so, mm-hmm. Whenever she had...
Sound you did interviews and then...
Yeah, she was just going to help me out. And, it did, help out a lot, with relieving some of that stress from me when it came to doing my orders. Mm-hmm. But, of course, it wasn't something that she really just enjoyed doing. And so, a lot of the time when I would have her, come help me do inventory, she would just take a little precious time. And to me, it's girl, come on, mm-hmm. I don't know. And that's another thing, another one of my issues, when I want something done, I want it done, right then and there.
We know.
And so I feel even though, I would be, I don't know, I can tell them what to do, but it don't necessarily mean that they're going to do it right then and there.
Exactly.
And I want it done right then and there. And so I feel I'd rather, avoid making myself mad, because I feel I would expect too much from them, mm-hmm. if that makes sense.
So do you think it's a preference?
I think it is, because that's just my, of course I know that reaching out to other people for help would, make a huge difference. I probably would be a lot further in my career. But I don't know, I just have always had that mentality. Mm-hmm. And so it was another thing that I wanted to say. I forgot. Oh, okay. So about the panel that I did today, what is it?
When you went to speak?
Yeah. Okay. So talking to the students, I told you that one of the girls was saying that, with my following, she really thought that I would have managers and, a whole team of people helping me, with my brand or, my businesses. And I'm just no, it's just me and you now. And to her, she was amazed, because she was she knows that a lot of people with a smaller following, even from the very beginning, that's what she was saying, they have managers and they have people, handling their sponsorships and, mm-hmm. Inventory and literally
so
a whole
why don't
team.
You?
I ain't trying to give them people my money.
But you're going to give those people your money, in which they're going to bring to you more money.
Okay, yes. And so that's what I'm leading to, that maybe if I would have done that from the very beginning and just had even if I just would have hired I don't know, somebody a finance.
But I mean, at the beginning, some people can't just jump out there all in and hire people to.
Well, yeah, I think for me, like I've always just been scared of.
We know you scared.
Anyways, but I don't know, like it's always, I feel like it's always something holding me back, and I've come to realize that that something that's holding me back is myself. Like I hold myself back. But honestly, like I feel like if I would just go for it and like hire, I don't know, like somebody, like I think the only thing that I can think of right now would be maybe like a not finance, but I don't know,
An
just
investor?
somebody, no, not necessarily an investor, a financial advisor that could tell me. But I don't know, but it's just so hard, especially like here being in Arkansas, like being an influencer, like it's not something that's common. Even like today, one of the students was like, I didn't even know we had like influencers like here in Arkansas or whatever. And so like places like say LA, New York, you know, Atlanta, like where it's a lot of influencers, like they have people that, you know, specialize, you know, exactly, that specialize and working with influencers here. Like remember when I told you when I went and got my car and I was like, yeah, like this is my income, you know, I make money from YouTube. And they're like, what? Like people make money from YouTube? And so it's like people here like have no clue what, or I would say just people, but a lot of people just don't really know, like, you know, what the influencer world is like, even like when it comes to taxes, you know, when it comes to a lot of things. So it is hard trying to reach out when it comes to, you know, certain things. But now, like,
you have to have your virtual financial.
I feel like that's really like what I have to end up doing. And then, but I feel like now, like I'm slowly starting to like give in when it comes to like letting other people help me, but only when it came to you. Like I'm still like skeptical when it comes to other people, because you know, like at first, like even like when you came around, you're like, you know, well, let me help you, and I'm like, no, it's fine. Even though like I could need like all of the help that I, you know, could take, but I'm like, no, it's fine, because I was always big on, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. And then you proved to me that no, like, you know, like it's okay to let other people help, because for one, it relieved a lot of stress, and two, you came up with, you know, different ideas or techniques that work better for the business, you know, than before. And so like I said, I'm slowly starting to realize, like, hey, it is
but also,
okay to,
like we said earlier, like I said earlier about if you add people to your team, you have to have people on your team that care as much about your business as you do. And so that's why I feel like that, you know, that you do work well with me, because you know that I care about your business and your growth just as much as you do. And so, just like you said, like, you know, when you did have help previously, you know, they was just trying to get a little extra change, you know, and whereas, you know, they didn't necessarily think about like, oh, like, you know, like I want this to grow, or like I want this to, you know, be bigger than what it is now. You know, it's like they didn't have the same goal for you as you had for yourself.
Yeah. And so I feel like that's one of the other things that, because we talked about, like, you know, what is holding you back from, was that one of the topics? Like, what do you feel like is a thing that's holding you back from becoming an entrepreneur? Yes. Okay, well, I guess it's not the same, but I think, okay, I did it on my story. Remember when I posted it on my story, I asked a question and people were answering, and I was like, what's holding you back from bossing up? And so I feel like that's another one of my things that's holding me back from, you know, doing bigger things, because I'm like stuck on that saying, I guess. But like I said, I feel like I'm slowly but surely, like, you know, just changing my mind a little bit when it comes to that. But I do feel like things would be a lot different for me if I would have did that from the beginning, because I mean, really, when it came to everything, like if I want a logo, I'm trying to, you know, like I'm trying to make my own. Like it was hard, like it's really hard for me to like branch out and find somebody to make it. And
I mean, because so many people are full of it too. Like so many people, you may reach out to them, they may not get back to you, or if
they don't do it how you want it.
Exactly. And then when you're trying to make sure that your product that you got from them is perfect, or the way you want it to represent, represent your business, you're getting frustrated with me, but it's like, it's not what I want. Right. It's like to me, as far as the topic, I would say like I say that it's to like a certain extent. It's out, because it's like, if it's something that you really, really genuinely think that you could do, try it out, and be honest with your work too. Just how you would be hard on somebody else. Like, if you really know that don't look good, then okay, you may need to, reach out to someone. So I feel like it could kind of run both ways, because it's like, there's certain stuff that we do that we can hire somebody to do, as far as like when we take pictures, when we take product photos, when we do videos.
But then it'd be like, I don't know, maybe I'm just stingy too, because like I told you, like I was looking into like maybe getting like professional pictures taken of my products, like the nail polish stuff. They talking about some $15,000 is like the minimum budget that you can have. I was like, no.
But that's probably like top of the line. Like they probably,
like it looked really good.
They probably do
like
product photos for like big companies.
Yeah, and I mean I see why, but that's another reason why sometimes I'm like, okay, no, like I can do it myself. It's like I try to pocket a lot of my money. Like, we're just going to keep it in the apps.
I would definitely say for sure in the beginning of the journey, you need to figure it out.
Yeah, try to do.
Your best bet is to figure it out. Unless before you started your business, you had been saving for years, or you have a big lump sum of money, whether it was because of saving or whatever. But if you don't, and you just kind of like, taking a leap in faith, your best bet is to get good at everything. Yeah. The more, especially starting off, the more you do it, the more you'll get better. But I mean, I feel like that there's some people out there that doesn't have a creative mindset. Like they just, it's not a lack of anything. It's just, everybody wasn't made to be creative. Yeah. And so sometimes, when you lack those things, then I feel like the better option is to pay a professional. But at what point are you supposed to be like, okay, I need some help?
I think for me, I feel like it definitely would be like after I've tried to do whatever it is multiple times and I've failed, and it's like, okay, like I'm
saying help as far as workers.
Oh, I feel like that you would really have to like do some real, well, not even just like not even just that, but like financially too. Like, once I pay myself and pay my workers, how much am I profiting? Like, you really would have to sit down and do the math and just put in all the numbers and see like, okay, how much money would I be pocketing
so
after
saying like
everything?
It's strategical. It's not.
Yes, that's not something that's just like, oh, I'm so tired, like I'm finna hire people. Like, no, because what if like I hire a team of people to come work for me, and then at the end of the day, I'm pinching pennies to pay, buy new inventory or something. So that really would take a lot of crunching numbers, for sure. That's not something that you just, oh, okay, I'm tired. Like,
so you don't necessarily think it's the workload is once once you're able to afford.
Yeah. Cause like say right now, like say that me and you were like, okay, we got a lot of other, like say this business going on and you're training and me doing nails, like we're just too busy and we need somebody to take over the nail orders. But some days we get, 5 orders. The other day we get 2 orders. Like it just fluctuates, and so it's so, how do you say it?
Like a roller coaster up and down.
Yeah, like, and so it's like, what if we're paying somebody a certain amount and they come and do 2 orders one day, and I'd be like, that's not worth it. Like, you make
doing like
what, a certain percentage per order, like it.
We doing like your dad do your aunt. I mean, your aunt do your dad. If it's not at work, then you don't have to come in. If it is,
but for something like that, it would have to be somebody that I don't know, like
flexible.
Somebody that's real flexible that got another income. Like this can't be their only
cousins,
thing.
little cousins that can't work.
But even then, like same, it goes back to this is something that they're not gonna enjoy doing. So are they gonna be doing it right?
But you gotta think, kids getting money. I feel like they as long as they get some money, they be well.
I know,
not this generation. Never mind.
But even okay, so for example, like with Jennifer when she was helping her, and I know she probably gonna watch this video but I mean it's just the truth, like when she was helping me, like I know that it's something that she just truly did not enjoy doing because like if I was
I feel like that you can do something looking for the betterment of it and not necessarily say that you enjoy it.
Like I know that she did it, to help me out and then to make some extra money, but like it was a lot, like we did have a lot of orders that were wrong, and so I'm having to send orders back out, so I'm having to pay for shipping out of my pocket or send products back out, or so it was almost like it became like, okay, like am I like, yeah, she's helping me, but I'm also losing a lot of money in sending orders back out, and so like how profitable is this really?
So basically what I'm getting is you basically come to the point to where that it's so hard to find good help that everybody just like, I'm just gonna do it myself. And
like I said, it just depends on the situation.
That's honestly too with people not even just asking for help as far as siblings or family, like just even wanting to pay someone as far as and that's their expertise. I feel like just finding a solid person is hard too, especially like business wise, because both of us are aggressive people as far as like when we want something done, like we want it done. Like we don't want to ask you something and then 2 weeks later it's still not done, or we having to reach out to you to see an update. I feel like once I pay you, if you're paid and you're doing work for me, I shouldn't have to reach out to you. Like I should be updated. You should want to be like, like if you like, come on, 2 weeks pass by, like I haven't heard nothing from you.
And that's how. And I hate to keep using her as an example, but she's the only one that like I've ever let help me other than you. And so like it, like you said, it was times where like I'm like, hey, I need you to come help me do X, Y, and Z. And like at first when I was at the house, like it was easy, of course, because everything was in her room. But then once I moved here, it's like she's having to drive all the way over here, and so like I kept having to ask her like, hey, when are you gonna come help me? I need your help. And so like it would take multiple times of me having to say something for her to actually come out here. And so like towards the end, like I think I asked her a few times, and then she never came. And then when you started helping me, she like, and I just never said anything. And then when you started helping me, like she was like, oh, like you fired me, and you hired him or whatever. But to me, it's, which I'm sure like she knows, like, girl, you the one that stopped coming, like I told you I needed your help. And so, but to me, it's like I keep saying, like I understand, like this is not something that you enjoy doing. And so I feel like if I was ever to like hire a team of people, I would have to be really strategic about like who I hire. So like if I need help,
you would have to keep your aggressive self. Like if you was to hire a team of people, like it would still be a job. Because you still would have to stay on them. You still have to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. And that would be my biggest thing to if as far as taking that step into hiring people or having people help me. Like I gotta be on your ass, because what I've noticed just from being a trainer, like I've just noticed that if you're too lenient with people, they take it and run.
Yeah.
Like and people wonder why like their managers are so strict or their supervisors so strict. It's like people take advantage of any weakness. Like, and not necessarily saying that it's a weakness, but it's like me as far as with training. Like I just feel like that we can have an adult relationship or or a friendship in a client perspective, but just as far as I feel like that once you establish that relationship, you have people that take advantage of it. And so I feel like if we were to get workers, like I would, like, if we were to get, like, legitimate workers, I would feel like that we would definitely have to, like, start out, like no friendly,
Yeah,
not
like,
saying that we gotta be assholes, but I'm just saying as far as, like, we don't have to become friends or,
yeah,
or nothing like that,
like you still have that relationship, like
Right.
what, like worker
Right, but
owner
but you have
relationship,
to
but
understand that when we need work done,
yeah,
it's time
and
to
I
work.
feel like it would have to be like a legit like hiring process,
Mm-hmm.
interview process, and like if I need somebody to help me with filming a video, I'm not about to go ask my brother to come hold this camera and press record. I'm finna go hire a, videographer or a, how would you say it?
A tripod.
No, hire a like social media, you know, I don't know, like somebody that specializes in that area, and that way when they come to work, like they enjoy what they're doing, whether it's, filming, creating content for us, like they are really into it because that's what they do for a living. And so I feel like that's the type of people that we would have to get, and not the cousin, not sister, not, like, of course, if that's what they, do for a living, then, by all means, I, would love to hire them, but if it's not, then nah. When it comes to stuff like that, when it comes to like the financial advisor and to like, I don't know, like doing things that are, how would you call it, more, that require a little bit more.
So a little more deep into what you do. Because
Yeah.
like my finances, you can't play with it.
Yeah,
you
no.
can't slip. Like I don't even know. I'm sorry, it's for me.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to other things, then like, of course, it would just be a matter of like us basically training, like it, say your mom was to eventually start helping us with t-shirts and stuff, like it would just be a matter of training them, because I don't know that there's professionals out there. I'm sure there is, that make t-shirts, but just like we learned on our own, like that's just something that we would have to train whoever helps us. But what I'm talking about is like specific, like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got you.
But so, like I said, I'm slowly just starting to be open to that. But I think the biggest thing for me was making sure that I can, one, pay that person and still make, profit and be able, like financially be okay with being able to hire somebody. I think that was one of my main things too. And then too, another thing was like if I was to get like, my sister or whoever helped me, like, to me it's like the time that it's gonna take me to show you because I think that was my thing too, like when you started helping me, like I'm thinking like by the time I show him where everything is, like I could have went ahead and did it myself. And I think that was another thing, I didn't have the patience to sit there and teach somebody how to do it when I already knew how to do it. And I just felt like, okay, the time I'm gonna spend doing that, I could have went ahead and did it, That was another way of
that, which rolls back to lack of patience.
Yeah, did we talk about that last week?
Yeah.
But I'm working on it.
Yeah.
So I think we basically came to the conclusion that, one, it's okay to reach out when you're ready.
Right.
If
you're in the position to.
Yeah.
And two, at the beginning of your journey, I feel like, because I mean, having the different skills that you would hire somebody to do is always good, because if you have a call in, or if you have somebody that gets sick, like, are you gonna be SOL? Yeah. You know what I mean? So I feel like learning those skills at the beginning is good for your business, and even when once you get to the point where you hire workers, that actually, if they have an expertise, or if it is a job that you're hiring them at where they require expertise, then still learn from them. So that way, if you have your sick days or somebody gets sick or something like that, then you
can fill in.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, as an entrepreneur, I feel like even hiring people, that's still not gonna take a load off you. That's just hiring people to take that load off you for you to focus on other things.
Because I feel like, okay, so at this point in based on like what you know about my career and the point that I'm at, do you feel like I'm in a position where I should hire anybody for anything?
Financial advisor for sure. No, other than that, no, nothing really.
I think right now it's still everything is pretty manageable.
Yeah. I feel like with everything that we're trying to establish, at some point, especially with once we establish going forward with real estate, you know, there'll probably be a point to where like we're needing to meet at a house, but we need to make shirts. You know, and then so it's like we're losing, you know, we're losing money or whatever. And I guess, what do you call it, a conflict in interest, or like, you know, it's like I need to do this, but I need to do this too. Cause
I feel like at that point, if we decide like, okay, like we still aren't ready to hire anybody, I feel like we would just have to, not necessarily, I don't know if compromise would be the right word, but okay, you stay here and do the t-shirts, and then I go look at the house, you know.
Exactly.
So we would just have to figure it out. That's why, like today at the panel thing, like one of the guys asked me like, how do you manage everything? Like, what does your like day-to-day life look like? And I was like, well, you know, I said, I'm not going to say that I wake up at 4 because lately I've been sleeping in. I said, but, you know, we wake up, go to the gym, I go do nails, go home and do orders. You know, we started doing orders for the t-shirts too, film videos if, you know, I have time, cook, clean, sleep, you know, like repeat. And they were just like, oh, you know, like, oh, wow. But I feel like we've managed to work everything in there.
Because I feel like at this point we've kind of I feel like at this point we've managed it so well. I feel like that we have times to where we're not doing anything. So I feel like now we've gotten to a point to where like we can, I don't know, fit something else in.
Yeah, that's like, what I was just gonna say. Like I feel like we do a lot, but we still have a lot of chill time.
Yes, for sure.
Sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes. For sure. Some days are back and forth, hectic, but some days are real chill, and which are good. But then sometimes, like you sit there and you're not doing that.
I feel so unproductive.
Yeah, exactly. And as an entrepreneur, I feel like that's the worst way you can feel.
Yeah.
Cause like when you feel unproductive, it's like, dang, like I need to be making some money right now. Doing something.
That's literally how I be feeling.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm just, I don't know, like something's missing. Like I need to be like moving at all times.
Yeah. For sure. So I think that's all I got.
That's all I got to say. I said a lot.
Yeah, you did. I think she talked most of the time.
They like to hear me talk.
If you say so.
So I guess that wraps it up for today's topic. We would love to hear what you guys think of, you know, when it comes to, like we said, you know, just like, are you okay with asking for help? Or what was the topic?
It's as an entrepreneur. Yeah, basically. So as an entrepreneur, the question was, as an entrepreneur, it really wasn't a question, just a topic.
It was just a topic.
So as an entrepreneur, do you feel that if you want it done right, just do it yourself? Do you feel that that's a true statement or a false statement? I feel like you can go back and forth.
Yeah.
I think that's what we both kind of concluded. Just kind of depends on where you are.
Back and forth, yeah. Where you are in your career. Are you able to? Are you not? Yeah. Do you just need to learn and do it yourself?
But I mean, you may have some people that run themselves into the ground no matter where they at. They just don't trust other people.
That's me.
Yeah, that's you.
That's me.
In the ground. In here. Yeah. I mean.
A bit too much. But anyways, that was it for this week's Topic Thursday. So we'll see you guys again next week. And just another reminder that our t-shirts are available on our website. So make sure that you guys go check them out. And then we also will have a new color launching here soon. So
this one came out this week.
Yeah, this one just came out Monday.
Yes.
Yeah, Monday. So make sure y'all go check that one out as well. But other than that, as always, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at hustlersworld.co, and then make sure that you hit the little bell down below so you are notified every time that we post. And we will see you guys next time.